the asset manager for the Makai Golf Club. It's a Robert Trent Jones Jr. signature course, and we were fortunate enough to have Bobby come in and do the remodel for us, and he did a phenomenal job.
This glorious bay was first encountered by my wife and myself on our honeymoon in 1961, and we've been brought back by this mystical place ever since then. In 1968, you had to fly to Honolulu and then change into a small plane, get a Jeep, ride on an old rutted road, and finally end up at the Honolulu Bay Plantation Hotel. It was about 11,000-acre cattle ranch, which we were going to transform into a community called Princeville, which is now here today. And the idea was to put the golf course clubhouse in the center of the property and reach out with 3 spokes of 9s to the perimeters of the property in order to open up the property to sell as houses for the local community over time. The first 9, the Ocean 9, literally reached out to the ocean on number 7, overlooking Honolulu Bay. Very dramatic. It also plunged down into number 3 with the Honolulu Bay wave action breaking in the background. The Lakes 9 was working around some dammed lakes, which captured the water of this quite rainy place at times. And it reached all the way to what is now the 14th hole of the Newt course. And we tried to create 27 holes of interest, strategically, aesthetically, landscaping-wise, which would attract and challenge golfers of all dimensions and all skill levels. When they asked us to refresh the course, the new ownership wanted to update it. They wanted to lengthen it. The game has gotten longer. So we wanted to make the greens very transitional. We wanted to add 15 or so bunkers and refresh the grass so that the players of all calibers could hit their ball, go find it, and hit it again.
We had a really great bones of a great golf course to start with. So the holes are basically in the same locations. But one of the things that we really concentrated on doing was that a lot of the beauty on this site had been masked. It had been overgrown. So we wanted to bring back that drama, that beauty, and then actually enhance it. In the days when Princeville Makai was built, the bunkers and the floor of the bunkers were actually above the fairway grade, and then you would not be able to see what was beyond that. So one of the things we did in the renovation was to try to bring the fairway bunkers down in grade, get them below fairway level, so that the golfer could see around them and then create all kinds of great views beyond the bunkers. The concept with the white sand was to create a very striking contrast to the deep green hues of the grasses that grow really well here on Kauai. Huge difference in terms of what it looks like from the tee, because you can see yards, 200 yards beyond the bunkers where you could never see that before. So I think that's something that people really notice when they first come back and play it again.
The remodel is actually quite stunning with the white sand versus the red sand. All the green complexes are completely redone with seashore paspalum.
It's got this bright green color that is a lot easier to see off the tee. You can see where your left and right parameters of the fairway are. The ball sits up on it a little bit better, so you can hit the ball cleanly off the fairway.
It's modernized the course where it's a good challenge for the scratch player and at the same time for a beginning player.
We like to say the course is a hard par but an easy bogey. It's very ample, it's very wide. There's lots of space to miss your shot and keep playing. On the other hand, if you're an expert player, the bracketed bunkers are out at a 250 to 280 yard mark. The big hitters just ignore that and go over them. But at the same time, the families are trying to introduce their children to golf. We have family tees more forward.
So the playability characteristics are wonderful. We have a distinct philosophy when we look at a piece of property. We want to follow the land. We call it listen to the land architecture.
It's very important to the people of Honolulu and Princeville how we treat the land. One of the things that we've tried to do is minimize the disruption and at the same time maximize the beauty of the golf course. And fortunately, with Mr. Jones' experience, we have that opportunity.
When you're looking at any piece of property, you really want to feel the way that the land is flowing. and then designed the golf holes to flow in the same direction. We spent a lot of time studying each fairway and where the water was going, and then by utilizing turf grass and some native grasses as a filter before the water would get to places where it used to go just straight into, so it became a cleaner water product as it was coming off the golf course. When you're done and the golf course is being played for the first time, people feel like it's been there for a long, long time. They don't really know why.
It's the principle of harmony, which I learned working in Japan, to replicate something that you see in nature into the art form and the sculpture of the golf course. But these courses have special beauty and harmony with the land, and they have a depth to them, they have real soul.
This was a great canvas. I mean, it was just a wonderful opportunity to do something special.
We created an extraordinary, beautiful golf course at the ends of the earth.